It's Matt O'Neill, creator of the Metabolic Jumpstart program, here with episode 18 of MJTV, low carb beer and low alcohol wine. Are they worth the drop? To find out, we went out and bought a whole bunch of these beers and these wines to find out, do they make the carb savings they are promising, and are they worth switching to? You'd be surprised at the results we found out. Let's take a look at beer first. We've got regular beer, Tooheys New, 375 mils, and at 4.9% alcohol, this beer is going to have about 570 kilojoules, about 135 calories. So if you choose low carb, here's our Cooper's Clear, you're going to go, and I'm going to go to my cheat sheet here, you're going to go 462 kilojoules or 116 calories. Now your Pure Blonde, another one heavily promoted as being low carb, is going to have 455 kilojoules or 105 calories. Now if you're following the numbers, you'll realise you save about 30 calories each by going low carb. Just to put you in perspective, the average beer has, in terms of carbs, the equivalent of 2 teaspoons of sugar. Not a lot, so by relative standards they're already low carb. To make the low carb ones, they just take one of those teaspoons out. So you're only saving about 1 teaspoon of sugar each bottle by going for low carb beer. Now, before we analysed, I thought there must be more. You must be making bigger savings, but you're actually not. So you're only saving about 20 to 30 calories, about 100, 120 kilojoules per bottle. That means if you're having a 6-pack, you can probably only have one extra. So you're not saving that much. Make your decision based on those numbers. So when it comes to beer, I'm a bit of a beer connoisseur, like my good beers, particularly New Zealand beer. I'll probably have less of the full strength, knowing there's not that much savings. Now if you want to really reduce it, you can probably cut it in half. So what's the equivalent of 2 extras on the MJ plan for regular beer? If you go low carb and low alcohol, that's a whole new kettle of fish, I know, low alcohol, then you can cut it down by about 50% at the max. So you could have twice as much, wouldn't recommend that, or you could have the same amount and get half the calories. But remember, it's got to be low alcohol as well as low carb. So low carb beer, is it worth it? For me, not necessarily. You make your own decisions. Now let's have a drop of wine to see how your lower calorie options compare. I've got 2 here. There are a lot more that you can buy on the bottle shop shelves. So you've got a McWilliams Balance at 8.5% alcohol, and you've got a 9 Below, called 9 Below because it's 8.5% alcohol as well, Chardonnay. Now these reduce the alcohol by 1/3. They're not reduced in carbohydrate, but there's not much carbohydrate in wine in any case. Now your standard drink of alcohol is 100 mils, which equals 70 calories or 300 kilojoules on your MJ plan. How much more could you drink if you choose these lower alcohol options? Well, roughly a quarter. So you can see here you've got that amount of alcohol in your standard and that one extra, just a little bit bigger. So it's definitely not 2 glasses extra. If you wanted to have 2 glasses instead of 1, you'd have to go very low alcohol as well. Now that could be a good idea if you want to limit calories, you want to extend the time you have a full glass of wine, or you want to watch that you don't drink and drive. Very important reasons for limiting alcohol. However, the key message here once again is you can't justify having lower alcohol or lower carb beer for the sake of having a lot more beer or a lot more wine. It doesn't work that way. You'll blow your calories. If you want a full list of the low carb beers and the low alcohol wines, go to metabolicjumpstart.com, register for the program, sign up for MJ Plus, our membership, and we'll give you the full list you can buy at the bottle shop. So it's Matt O'Neill from MJTV, episode 18, low carb beer and alcohol. Are they worth the drop? I'll leave that to you to answer the question.